Hello everyone, welcome to the episode about why governance and administration in BTP. Before we start up talking about governance and administration, it's important to understand the why. We listed a few of topics why this is important, and one of them is the growing adoptions. With more and more services available in BTP and more on-premise services moving to BTP, like for example the Fiori Launchpad coming available in WorkZone, PIPO coming available in Integration Suite, BW systems and BI systems moving to SAP Analytics Cloud, DataSphere, for example. In the past, we only had a few success factors with some extensions. It was quite limited, but now more and more customers, more and more applications and services are moving to BTP. And because of this, it's even more important to have a good, clean, structured landscape of BTP with a good governance and administration around it. We also see that there is a lack of experience and knowledge just in general. Not everyone is aware on how to get started, how to keep it clean, how to do the things you normally do on-premise, now in BTP, in SAP Cloud environment. The main concepts are the same, but the things are different. And the documentation, there is a lot of documentation, but it doesn't always provide you the best practice and recommendations. We also see bad structuring of sub-accounts. This has also changed. Now we have also directories, for example. Naming conventions like subdomains, and I have a good example that comes in the next slide about the subdomain. But also, in the past, the sub-accounts were created for extensions by developers, which should not be the case, and now the developer might be gone, as an administrator need to take this over. But then it all starts, who is responsible, who has the ownership, and things like that. And then there's also cost and security. Because of that are things that, for example, the developers maybe not always looking into. Security is also maybe something an administrator is not always looking into. So it's a shared effort, the different responsibilities in BTP. And one of the examples, like I mentioned, about the generated subdomain. If you create a new sub-account, you provide a display name, and based on this display name, it generates you a subdomain. It's based on the display name, but there's a piece behind it that's being generated. Now, this is fine, and you can click on create, and it will create a sub-account, but you need to be aware that this generated subdomain will be used by all the services in your BTP sub-account. So if you, for example, use WorkZone, it will use this subdomain in the URL of WorkZone. And do you want to have this subdomain? It doesn't look nice, so it's better to create your own subdomain that means something, that gives, makes you aware in which environment you are. Are you in dev? Are you in your development of integration, or on your WorkZone environment, for example? So you need to give it a subdomain with a meaning. Another one is, for example, if you try to structure it with directories and then the sub-accounts having called development, acceptance, production, it looks nice when you look at it from a point of view with directories. But if you look at it from a plain list with only sub-accounts, like in the breadcrumb when switching sub-accounts, it can look like you have 3 acceptance, 3 development, and you don't know which one is what. Because of that, you don't know which environment you are, because there are no directories. And this is a common mistake you need to try to avoid. So, and that are just a few examples why governance and administration is important, which we will share with you in one of the next episodes.